Well, what's it feel like to be back here in the northeast, and particularly at Sunderland?
Well, I'm very thrilled about it, George, really. I've been quite excited the last couple of weeks while all the speculation's been going on, and when it was clinched last, it's the sort of end of an 11-year dream, really, because as I left as a player, I always sort of vowed that I would come back as a manager one day to the northeast, and it's the first part of the fulfillment anyway. Never kidded anyone at any time that it was my ambition to turn to the northeast as a manager. I played all my career here in front of the Geordie people who I've always loved, and now the opportunity has come, and that's the main reason. Whether it had been anywhere, whether it had been the bottom of the league, the top of the league, it was just a question that I'm back home again and looking forward to it.
A new spirit came into the side and they shot up the table, finishing 6th. But the real fairy tale was in the FA Cup. Yet in the 3rd round, only a late equaliser by Dave Watson at Notts County prevented an early exit. They won the replay only to face another 2-game cliffhanger against Reading. Sunderland had been lacking a good centre-forward, but the arrival of Vic Hallam in the February solved that problem. The 5th round saw Sunderland meet the Cup favourites Manchester City at Main Road.
This is the danger man. Doyle, pulled back for Towers, good shot! What a goal! Fine goal by Towers. And that's a bad kick, gone straight to Horswell. Yes! Stewart playing it for Hughes, who is onside. Corrigan has come out and is in danger here. Yes! Bell on a run into the goal mouth. And it's gone in off the goalkeeper. An own goal. Jimmy Montgomery's face said it all, but it was a very good corner from Summerby. Stewart coming to help him and making a gap for Porterfield. Couldn't find room for a shot, nor can Horswell. This is Kerr. That's a good ball. And it's gone in! Tremendous shot! Coming across the box. Horswell can't find room for a shot. Kerr picks it up and tucks it out there to where Hallam had been waiting, and it's an absolute peach of a ball, in off the far post. Short for him. Back out to Kerr. Hughes still trying to find a way through and succeeding! What a superb goal by Hughes! Sunderland are clearly going to make this some game. Hughes really didn't look as though he had a chance after the first shot had bounced out. Very skillfully found the space and hammered it past Corrigan. They just cannot find room. There are no gaps. Donachie running on. And tremendous defensive work by Stewart. And there's Bell. Or was it Marsh? It was Marsh's shot. The ball deflected into his path and cleared. Marsh really thought he'd been given one then. Doyle. Towers. Doyle again. Bell waiting at the back of the box. That's the pass aimed for his head. There's the nod down and Lee going in. Got it. Well-worked move brings Manchester City back into the game. 6 minutes into the second half. It's Hallam barged off it by Bell. 2 men in the middle waiting for the cross. Lee! Well saved by Montgomery. Lee really thought he'd done it then. But Montgomery got his legs to it. Spread himself. Porterfield, Malone, and plenty of Sunderland players prepared to join the break. Flicked on well for Stewart, and put in. Hughes has done it. 3-1. Stewart going over to join the congratulations. It was his shot. The ball pushed through very nicely indeed for Stewart. A good shot that the goalkeeper half stopped. Kerr might have done it, but Hughes was there and gets his second goal of the game to make it 3-1. Stewart, the man who made the cross.
After that great victory, it was almost an anti-climax to meet sixth-round opponents Luton Town. Over 53,000 spectators turned out at Roker to see the 2-0 victory that took the club into the semi-finals for the first time since 1956, and the players were delighted at the draw.
Number 4, Chelsea or Arsenal. Number 2, will play Sunderland.
Arsenal, who'd appeared in the last 2 cup finals and going for a record third, were now firm favourites to win the competition. But Sunderland had other ideas.
Here is Horswell now. Ball had left him for a moment and Kelly had to react quickly. Sunderland's throw. And again, all the Sunderland supporters behind that Arsenal goal, giving their team all the encouragement. Horswell again, and a shot! Oh, and a wonderful save by Wilson from Mickey Horswell. Story ducking low to try and backhead it. Horswell. Lockley touching back, and will he go far enough? No! Hallam! A goal! Lockley's mistake. Wilson came out. And Sunderland, surprising everybody, have gone into the lead through Hallam. Rice with the free kick. Lockley right up there to try and make amends, and Horswell kicking off the line, and Armstrong going in, and Porterfield getting it away to Stewart. McNabb. Malone. George, ball. Armstrong, a chance. No, it won't come yet. Maybe it will now. Oh, and it went against the post and behind. Story. But Horswell again there for Sunderland. And Hallam is first on the break. Still Hallam. And still Hallam. Oh, and a great save by Wilson. And Wilson is furious with that defence around him. Hallam always had the edge on Blockley, and the ball bounced nicely for him. And in all honesty, he should have made that number 2. Hughes. And Kerr. A deep cross again towards Stewart on the far side. And Hallam! Oh, and kicked away by McNabb. And Hallam almost got through again. Armstrong then with Arsenal's corner. Floated high, Richie Pitt getting it away. Kennedy turned back again. Armstrong will gather this one. Hit low, deflection! Oh, and Ball tried to turn it in. And a great reflex save by Montgomery. The shot by Armstrong was deflected by a defender, and Montgomery changed direction magnificently there, and then beat off the challenge by Ball. And Sunderland with another throw. Stewart coming hard towards it, and it's there! Billy Hughes with the header, and Wilson could only put it into his own goal. And now the task for Arsenal is enormous. Hughes with a delicate back header, and Wilson could only help it on its way. Simpson. Oh, Kennedy and Charlie George! Yes! Charlie George! Well, that really does give this tremendous semi-final a magnificent last 5 minutes as that ball came across. First one had a go at it, then it came through to Charlie George, left foot. Montgomery just got a hand to it, but couldn't stop it crossing the line as Wilson takes the goal kick. And Sunderland, since the arrival of Bob Stokoe in November, and they've lost only 2 games since then, have still got to hold out as Radford crosses it once more. And again, Montgomery went in, and it's a corner for Arsenal. And really, there are just seconds left now. and it's all over. There aren't enough seconds, and Sunderland are through to Wembley. The side that has lived of late on the rising passions of North East football have given the North East what they've so dearly wanted, and the Sunderland fans are going crazy, and the photographers in their hundreds are surrounding Bob Stokoe in that Sunderland bench, the man who has revitalised and transformed football in the North East. Sunderland, the deserved winners of this semi-final. Arsenal 1, Sunderland 2, and the hugs are for manager Bob Stokoe. A man really who has performed a miracle at Sunderland. Goals by Hallam and by Hughes.
So it was on May the 5th, 1973 that Cup fever hit Sunderland as their team set off for Wembley and a final against First Division Leeds United.
Wembley bound now.
Wembley bound ball, yeah.
So this is what we would say a very unique day. The fact that people have been prepared to alter their wedding arrangements for the football final has taken us by surprise. And we're having a very, very quiet day here in the Register office in Sunderland.
Well, we're going for a drink now, and then after that, the girls will be going back to the bride's house, and then we want the club to say the match.
So the men will be on their own?
Oh, definitely this afternoon. The girls have to find their own pleasures.
Oh, yes, I'm going to see Jimmy, my son-in-law. He's Sunderland goalkeeper. Think he's going to keep them out? Oh, yes, he'll keep them out. He will, he'll do that. Are you thinking of a score? Do you think you're going to forecast a score? Well, I said 1-0.
Allen's got away from Madeley there, all right, and he's got Porterfield down the left. Stewart inside, calling for it from Porterfield. Hallam slips over, and a great shot there by Billy Hughes. Took it well on the run, and was just a couple of yards too high. Coming up to a quarter of an hour gone, and absolutely nothing to choose by the inside so far. Guthrie again. Reaney nodding that one away, but only as far as Horswell! Oh, and that was a fraction wide. There was a deflection after Horswell had hit it. Giles, long sweeping ball again towards Alan Clark. Malone challenging hard. Bremner, a touch off for Lorimer. Now, is this Lorimer's chance? This must be Lorimer's chance. Crossed there towards Mick Jones. Oh, and a beautiful header away by Malone. Crossed again and passed. Hughes moving just a little easier now. And now it's with Kerr. And that must be Harvey's, but he's under a lot of pressure. So Harvey tipping that one over. A corner to Sunderland. And Hughes is going to take it. He really is, I'm sure, to the vast relief of the North East, moving a lot more freely now. A deep one again. Watson is right in there. So too is Hallam. And Porterfield! Oh, Porterfield has scored! And Sunderland, the underdogs, are in the lead. Bremner was closing very quickly, but not quickly enough. But Cherry taking possession and finding Madeley. And there's room ahead now for Madeley to begin one of those runs. Reaney away on the right for him, but here's Clark in a lot of space, and Clark denied at the very last by Dave Watson. As the whistle goes for half-time. A really sensational first half that saw Sunderland struggling for periods, but scoring the only goal of the first half through Ian Porterfield. Watson, that magnificent defender, with a magnificent free kick. And now Hughes, will he do something with this one? But Stewart let one go there. Porterfield again, that time with the left foot. Guthrie lining one up. And it just went into the side netting. when half the crowd at Wembley thought it was number 2.
What a moment from behind the goal. Look at that. One shot after the other. And finally, there it is, just into the side netting.
Hunter now to Giles. And now for Jones. Can he turn it and let one go? Back this time for Reaney as Sunderland crowd them out. Reaney, the high one in, and Cherry going in, and a great save, and a goal. No! My goodness, I thought Lorimer got that one. And Leeds are trying to say that the ball had crossed the line.
Well, we better look at it now because this is very vital. I must say it looked as if the ball had hit the stanchion at the back. Let's look closely. We can look at it now from behind the goal, as it turns out to be an incredible miss. There it is, Lorimer coming in. Oh, in fact, it wasn't. What a save. In fact, that was a fantastic save from Montgomery.
Giles with the free kick, floated again on that far side. Pitt getting ahead to it. Madeley, who has been brilliant, dinking it back once more. And Horswell couldn't lift himself to it. Bremner now. Bremner, a good cross. And Madeley again turning it back. That was another good piece of play by Madeley, but it was Pitt who got it away. 3 minutes now to go. Yoroth on the far side. And again, Jimmy Montgomery there for Sunderland. Hallam and Reaney. Hallam just lifting it over Reaney, and he can't really run after it, but he's saying that'll take Leeds a few more seconds to get it back. The crowd are lifting this stadium still more. There's Hallam, a man who's given just about everything he can give, as indeed all the Sunderland players have, and Leeds are still coming for them. Giles with Reaney again making one of those good-looking runs on the right. Another cross, and again that man Watson is there, and it's with Hallam. 3-4 of Sunderland against 2 of Leeds. And Tuart now, and if he plays it across, he's got Kerr unmarked, but Madeley, as ever, is back, but Madeley loses it to Kerr, and Tuart is coming in again, and now his side foot there for Hallam, and Hallam again. And a tremendous save by Harvey, and Hallam can't believe it. Tuart now for Sunderland, a deep cross. Hallam on the far side, but Madeley is there for Leeds United. On my watch, a minute and a half to go. Lorimer taking it up again for Leeds. Giles. Sunderland are so tired now. Bob Stokoe was saying, my men are going to go out there and they're going to run and run until they drop, and Sunderland are almost at dropping point. Clark, but Pitt again, a brave challenge in there. Horswell tucked off nicely there by Tuart for Bobby Kerr. Back for Tuart again, and only Madeley is back. Hunter bravely trying to get back. We're inside the last minute. And it's a throw to Sunderland, and that's going to take a few more seconds. Stokoe now on the edge of his seat. And still those seconds are dragging on that Sunderland bench. Bobby Kerr, the captain, waiting for the throw for Sunderland. Are Sunderland going to be the first second division side since 1931 to win the cup? One of the greatest upheavals of all time if they do. Giles onto his chest. There's very little injury time, and we're in the last half minute. Clark, and a good challenge there, and a strong one by Guthrie. That'll take a few more seconds. The referee looking hard at the watch again. The bench are telling everybody in the Sunderland side to get back. Pitt, who has been magnificent, gets it away. It's with Hunter. Again, that referee has looked at his watch. Lorimer turning it on towards Jones, and that time Watson. Yoroth back again. Malone is away. And now it falls for Tuart, and they can hardly raise a gallop, except, of course, Kerr. Tuart once more. We're in injury time at the end of the game. And a free kick goes to Sunderland, and it could well be that the seconds that takes will be all that matter. Hughes. And that's behind for another goal kick. Harvey wants to take it quickly. We have played 35 seconds of injury time. And Guthrie planting that one where it's safe, up in the Leeds half of the field. Giles. Bob Stokoe doesn't know how to contain himself on the bench. He's had a blanket over his knees and off his knees about 4 times in the last half minute. Malone taking it up again. Well, he's found a bit more energy. Hughes and the referee looking at the watch again. Horswill. We have got one of the biggest upheavals of all time at Wembley. It seemed, the experts said, that there was no way that Sunderland could win, except that it looks as though they're going to. Stewart now to Kerr. A nice little dink on again for Hughes. Kerr again. And that's going to put Harvey under pressure. And no, it's not given. It's a foul by Hallam on Harvey. He has now played nearly 2 minutes of injury time, and again the bench is urging everybody to go back, and Sunderland have done it! Stokoe can't believe it, but Sunderland from the 2nd division. Where's he going, Bob Stokoe? To Jimmy Montgomery, the goalkeeper who's punching and saving, saved the day for Sunderland. The most surprising result that Wembley has probably seen in its 50 years of FA Cup finals. Porterfield, the man who scored it, and Watson, the man who stopped Leeds United from getting an equaliser. The unbelievable has happened at Wembley. And Bobby Kerr being held by Bob Stokoe. Kerr, who ran and found energy to run some more. A tremendous result this for Sunderland, and with due deference to Leeds United, a tremendous result for football as well.
When I was a boy, I think about 14, Don Revie fixed me up with a trial with Leeds. I was there for, as I say, a month, and I came back home. And it was just fitting that Sunderland meet Leeds in the final, and you know, I stick the one in that wins the cup.
It was a very good corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great corner from Billy Hughes here, and Dave Watson got it great here. The ball gets knocked down, and as you see, I've got time.
Surprising how much time you did have there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. My control was good now. I mean,
and that right foot shot was impeccable.
Yeah. I felt great at that moment.
Tell us exactly how it felt. What were the fellas saying?
Well, I can't remember much about it. You know, when I scored, it's the first time I've ever felt emotion in my life. I'm not an emotional fella, but I could feel, you know, the tears sort of coming to my eyes. And Billy Hughes says, "Porter, you've scored, you've scored." And when he said that, I think I began to realise I had scored.
Hurrah, the lads! Bob Stokoe quite rightly joining in that lap of honour with his players. That's what you call a tracksuit manager. And they came down in their thousands from the northeast. They came down with hope, and they go back with the cup.
And the homecoming was just as emotional, with thousands thronging the streets to pay homage to the cup winners. The following season saw a great expectancy from the fans, and only one defeat in the first 8 games augured well. They'd beaten Notts County 4-1 away, and had a good win over Sheffield Wednesday at home.
Horswill has Malone outside him. Plays a long one for Hallam. Kerr. Porterfield. Still going on. That's for Hughes. Hughes with a chance and a goal! In the 20th of the game, Billy Hughes puts Sunderland ahead. So another corner, this time on the right. To be taken by Sunderland's captain, Bobby Kerr. Outswinger. It's there. It's there from Vic Hallam. Sunderland 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Hughes, Stewart, he's got Hallam free. Good ball. Now what can Hallam do? Gives it to Bobby Kerr. Porterfield. What a goal! What a great goal by Ian Porterfield. Bernard Shaw. Sunley. Coyle to hit one. And a goal! 3-1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
In January, the town of Sunderland gave both the club and Bob Stokoe the ultimate accolade when they gave them the freedom of the borough.
On behalf of the council and the townspeople, it is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Stokoe and Mr. Collins to sign the Freeman's Roll.
What are you doing again?
It is my pleasure to express congratulations to Mr. Robert Stokoe and Mr. Keith Collins as chairman of the Sunderland Association Football Club on their admission as honorary freemen of the County Borough of Sunderland. The honour which has been conferred upon the manager and club today is one which is carried for lifetime.
Mr. Mayor, Your Grace, Aldermen, Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, what do I say next? I've got my chairman on my left here who is going to follow me with a speech, and it's been made very, very clear to me that I mustn't step on his toes in any way at all. So already he's poor ranked on me. The one pleasing thing to start with, that I got 52 votes to the club's 51. I'm very proud to come here and accept the honorary freedom of the County Borough of Sunderland. It's a very, very proud moment for me.
By February, the club was still in the running for promotion, and a 4-0 win against Millwall helped.
Dave Watson at the far post. Taken by Porterfield. And that's good! And it's there! It's there from Vic Hallam. In the second minute of the game, Vic Hallam scoring with a powerful header from a free kick taken by Ian Porterfield. Malone beating Boland. Kerr to bring it back. And the header from Hughes! A beautiful header from Billy Hughes! And justice is done. Dennis Stewart, who might have had a penalty a moment ago. And there it is! 3-0! Vic Hallam's second goal. Hallam giving Kitchener the run round, getting the ball back. Good pass from Kerr. Malone. And it should be there, and it is! And that's Billy Hughes' second goal. The cross from Malone.
But some costly defeats towards the end of the season saw their title challenge fade, and as neighbours Middlesbrough clinched the title in emphatic style, Sunderland had to settle for 6th place. During the close season, Stokoe signed another charismatic player, Brian "Pop" Robson, paying West Ham £145,000 to bring the former Newcastle player back to the North East.
Joe Bolton with the free kick for Sunderland. And Robson, yes, it's a goal. And Malone, as usual, coming to join in the attack. It's Hallam. Robson is behind you, and he's there. Hughes to Kerr. Towers. No offside. Porterfield. And it's there. Wilson.
I think it's all to do with anticipation, and you've got to anticipate that he's going to be in a crossing position and he's going to try and cross the ball. And I've got to try and get in the box. It's all about trying to get in the box. And obviously I'm not going to get high crosses, so I've got to anticipate that I'm going to get the low crosses, and I've got to try and get within that 6-yard box.
By December, the club were right on target for promotion with a convincing display against Portsmouth.
Robson, Hallam, there. 32 minutes, and a corner has paid off. Moncur. Number 10 is Wilson. What a terrible pass. Kerr. Robson. Tars. Kerr. Wilson once again for Portsmouth. Marinello. Oh, it's a goal! Scored by Mellows. Moncur to take the free kick. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. David Best facing now Billy Hughes. 2-1. Hallam. Oh, he's got a chance for 3. Back to Hughes. Mellows might have got the goal for Portsmouth. Porterfield. Malone to Kerr. And Malone. It's 3-1. And off goes Malone again. Kerr. And it's Malone, he's onside. Now that's the second time we've seen Best having to run outside his own penalty area, being left stranded. And he's already a 2-place dribble past him. Now, is he onside? He is onside.
But that match was to be the last one for key midfield player Ian Porterfield. Shortly afterwards, he was badly injured in a car crash and was out for the rest of the season. The number 6 shirt was never adequately filled, and the club had to settle for 4th place, although they did finish the season at home on a high note with a victory over Bristol City, who'd also been challenging for promotion.
Hughes to Bolton. It's there! Bolton has scored, and that was not the sort of thing we expected a minute and a half from half-time. Teeing it up for Sweeney. Oh, Ritchie! And splendid goalkeeping by Montgomery. Kerr with a throw to Watson. This is Robson. That's a goal! A goal, oh goal, by Emmanuel. Lovely bit of football by Kerr. Malone to Tars. Robson. Good tackle by Collier. Just about 2 minutes left. It's Robson. Hughes, to Kerr rather. Now this is Hughes. And almost another own goal that Belford has scored. And so in the dying minutes, it's 3-0.
But after so many near misses, the 1975-76 season was to see Bob Stokoe complete a great personal double. After winning the FA Cup in 1973, he took Sunderland back to the First Division. A great start to the season saw them win 13 of their opening 20 matches, including a 2-0 win over Oldham back in November, in which Robson scored twice.
Malone. Well, certainly Dick Malone can hit them when he gets half a chance. Malone to Kerr. Hallam. That I would think is welcome relief to Oldham. Space for a breather while Sunderland take the corner. And it's a goal scored by Robson. And that one beating all the defenders. Clark to Kerr, number 7. And once again Malone streaking forward into the attack. He's down and up very quickly. And Robson. What a great save with the foot. Oldham to Hallam, now Robson, and it's 2-0.
So it was that the last match of the season saw Sunderland beat Portsmouth 2-0 to take the Division 2 title and return to the Premier Division.
It's Moncur now for Sunderland. Robson helping it on to Oldham to Robson. And the Pompey defence covering very, very well indeed. Quarter of an hour gone. No score. Train deciding to try and change them with that ball to Oldham. And fine goalkeeping by Figgins. Off the mark. Roberts has never strayed very far away from Billy Hughes this afternoon. Bolton. That'll do. That was a goal all the way. 8 Trey. Holden. Train through to Kerr. Holden on the left. Oh, that nearly squeezed in between goalkeeper and post. Kerr with the corner. Towers. 15 minutes of the first half left. The ice has been broken. Sunderland leading 1-0. And here's Train. And it's 2-0. Billy Hughes. Ian McFarlane, second from the right. Acting manager today. He's the coach of Manchester City when they won the Football League Cup in February. Now coached Sunderland, who look as if they're going to win the Second Division Championship. It's Towers. And another splendid save by Figgins. And that's the sort of mood the Sunderland fans are in now. 2 minutes away from the title. Malone. Into Towers. Now to Robson. Now to Towers. Oh, that hit the post. And it was turned onto the post by the goalkeeper. It's a corner. Oh, what a finish to the season that would have been. Oh, and another fine save. Referee looking at his watch. And the whistle has gone, and Sunderland are the champions. And Roker Park rises to them. The Portsmouth players congratulate them. And the referee congratulating the Sunderland players. And the stand rises to the Sunderland team for the first time in the club's history. Sunderland are second division champions, and that's an honour they don't want to win again. And so, for Sunderland, it's goodbye second division, and here we come, the first division.
But yet again, euphoria was to turn to despair for the club. There were few high spots in their return to the First Division. After only 3 points from their first 8 games, Bob Stokoe, who'd been ill for some time, decided he could no longer motivate the players and resigned in October after a home defeat by Aston Villa. It was to be a month before he was to be replaced by Jimmy Adamson, by which time the club were in the doldrums. Then, in February, when all looked lost, the club found a new lease of life that nearly ended with them avoiding relegation. A new young talent was emerging in Gary Rowell, a local product from Seaham. There were some great results, including a 6-0 thrashing of West Ham.
John Radford, former Arsenal and England star, being beaten by Gary Rowell. And a chance there, surely, and it's the first goal, yes, and a beautiful goal scored by Holden. Bolton. Holden. And Days losing out on it. Now Rowell trying to take his time, beaten by Bill Green. Now back comes Sunderland, Rowell again, and he's got the second. And that really was well worked. Bobby Kerr, the Sunderland captain, to take the corner kick. Dame missing that one. And it's a goal, yes, scored very cheekily by the number 9, Mel Holden. Oh, bad mistake, now straight to Kerr, and that's 4. And really, can you imagine? Oh, Gary Rowell getting it across to Doherty. Rowell. Back to Kerr. Oh, what a beautiful header. Oh, that really was splendid effort by Lee. And there's another one. And it's Gary Rowell who makes it 5. And that's onside. Now then, Bob Lee with a chance to get number 6. Has he? Yes, he has.
In 16 games, the club lost only twice, taking 23 points from a possible 32. This meant that in the final match at Everton, the club needed only 1 point to avoid the drop. Sunderland had a chance to take the lead with a shot by Kerr, but it was blocked and Holden, following up, couldn't get to it. But 2 goals by Everton, 1 in each half, sunk Sunderland, and indeed the score could have been even worse.
You've just come out of the Sunderland dressing room. What is the feeling?
Very disappointing. There's a few of the young lads, I think, are really low, and there might be 2 or 3 tears coming out of them, you know. I think we're very lucky not to get a goal. Everton could have scored 2 or 3 more if it hadn't been for Barry Siddle's brilliance.
So, after only 1 season, Sunderland were relegated, but not without controversy. The 2 other clubs, who could also have been relegated, Coventry and Bristol, played each other that same evening. For some reason, the match kicked off 7 minutes late, and the Sunderland result was announced before the end, meaning from there on in, both teams just went through the motions, knowing they were safe. Perhaps it would have made no difference, but nevertheless, Coventry were reprimanded by the league. The following season saw another new talent emerging. Again, it was a homegrown youngster, Sean Elliott, from Hayden Bridge. One of his goals came in a 3-1 victory over Oldham.
Elliott with free kick. Kerr. Henderson taking over. He's kept it in brilliantly. And a great hit the crossbar. That really would have been a great goal. Near post corner, and it's a goal. Beautifully nudged in by Sean Elliott. They're going to be teed up for somebody. Ashurst 2-0. Oh, that really did go in like a bullet. And so a quarter of an hour of the second half gone. 2-0, Sunderland lead. Oh, a chance now for Lee to make it 3, and he has done.
Despite finishing only 6th in 77-78, the club ended the season with a flourish, even beating one of the clubs to be promoted, Tottenham, on their own ground in the penultimate game of the season.
So away we go, Sunderland in blue shirts and white shorts. Spurs in white shirts, attacking the goal to our right at the start of a really critical week for Tottenham. 3 games left, today's at home in midweek against Hull and away to Southampton next Saturday. And really at this precise moment, disregarding results in other games, Spurs want 4 points for promotion. And they could well do with 2 of them today, and Peter Taylor going in! And a goal! In 28 seconds, Spurs go into the lead. So it's Henderson. Rostron. Perryman there with him. Doherty turning it in to Gregoire. And Rao. And Rao! 1-1. Jones playing it back again for Holland. Will he let one go this time? No, it was Rao who got in the way, and Rostron who can bring it out. Gregoire and Lee are up for him. And coming up fast here is Mick Doherty. What a good break by him. As a cross towards Bob Lee on the far side, the header there, and it's into the net by Lee, and Spurs are behind. Elliott, away to Lee. Well, if Spurs don't watch it, they could be caught out again. They've got a lot of men forward, and they've got to bring them back. And there's Kerr onside. Linesman kept his flag down, played it again, and another goal by Lee, 3-1. Hoddle. Played for McNabb. Taylor. Follow again. And now Naylor. It comes again. Jones with a header, and Duncan got the touch.
The following season, Jimmy Adamson, who had had a mixed relationship with the supporters, left to join Leeds. Dave Merrington took over as caretaker manager, and the side lost only twice in the next 8 matches. The game on December the 2nd saw a 5-0 victory over Bristol Rovers, with Wayne Entwistle scoring a hat-trick.
Entwistle racing onto that one, and that's done it. The referee takes one look at the linesman, but that's the break that Sunderland needed. It's been pretty poor service up to the 2 Bristol strikers. Now a chance for Entwistle again, straight down the middle, the defence completely square, wide open, and that's 2-0. Loose to Henderson. Neatly taken by Rostron. Henderson once again. And it's a goal! That's it, the hat-trick. Here's Wayne Entwistle gets Sunderland's first hat-trick of the season, and the crowd rise to it. Great effort by Bob Lee. Raul going down the middle, calling for it. There's Raul, gets on the right side of the defender. Dave blocks that first effort, still with Raul. Entwistle. Oh, Lee bust. Yes. Well, he could almost, as they say in the old days, could have taken the lace out of the ball. Buckley. To Lee. Joe Bolton. In comes in Entwistle from the right. Oh, it's... Oh, you would hardly believe it. Gary Rahl at last has got his name on the score sheet, and again the man who makes the pass inside was Wayne Entwistle.
Despite this, however, Billy Elliott was brought in shortly afterwards, with Merrington staying on as his assistant. With only 2 games to go in the 78-79 season, Sunderland were top of the table, but then came an unexpected tumble in their home game against relegation-haunted Cardiff City. Ronnie Moore made a good run, beating Joe Bolton and keeper Siddall to score Cardiff's first. Sunderland looked set to equalise with a penalty, but Rostron's shot was well saved. Cardiff's second goal came from a corner. After a deflection off a Sunderland defender, Ray Bishop scored. From the corner, Jackie Ashurst pulled one back for Sunderland, but the final scoreline, 2-1, was not enough. That game was a major disaster, although they did put themselves back in with a chance with a win at Wrexham in their final match of the season.
Giles. That's a good one, but Siddall has got it. No, he's lost it, and it's turned in, and the goal is given to Jerry Jones. Lee turning it back out there to Arnott. Free kick is given. Obstruction. I don't suppose Arnott will be too displeased about that. Makes the angle a bit more interesting for him. And the goal has gone in from Rostron. Oh, and he's made a good break here. In the middle, Buxton and McNeil. McNeil! Barry Siddall. A marvellous save to deny Dixie McNeil his 200th league goal. It was a lovely cross. McNeil met it with the kind of header that has brought him a lot of his previous 199, but he hasn't always had to face goalkeeping with the quality that Siddall produced there. Well, that would have been curtains, but Siddall will have to be in action again. This time he saves well. Rostron. Header down. Brown. He's got it. It's carnival time at the racecourse ground. In 60 seconds, Siddall at one end and Brown at the other have turned the game.
Unfortunately, that win was not enough because Crystal Palace won a match they had in hand against Burnley to end Sunderland's promotion hopes and rue that disastrous game against Cardiff. In May, Billy Elliott was relieved of his duties and Ken Knighton, who'd served under Adamson and Elliott, was offered the manager's job by Chairman Keith Collins. So, after coming so close in 2 seasons, could Sunderland do it in the 79-80 season? Well, if the way they played against a Paraguayan 11 in November was anything to go by, they were certainly ready.
But it's the Paraguayans who attack first, and there's Kesey putting them one up very early in the match. A well-worked goal, well-deserved. Pop Robson corner for Sunderland. John Hawley's put to the ground by Cespides. There can be only one decision for George Courtney. It's a penalty, and it's Pop Robson to take. 1-1, he rarely misses from the penalty spot. 1-1 for Sunderland. That's Bob Lee making it 2-1 with a beautiful half volley with his left foot. He hadn't been on long as a substitute. The Paraguayans attack, and it's a penalty because Rob Hindmarsh has handled, and it's the penalty to be taken by Solalinde. Barry Siddall to face, and he saves superbly. He'd been on only 8 minutes as a substitute, beautifully handled. But there's the Paraguayans again, a good move on the right. The ball's pulled back, and Cespides makes it 2-2. He was the man who conceded that penalty. He's the skipper. Rob Hindmarsh. And a beautiful ball for Tim Gilbert. He's beaten the offside trap. He has time to centre. And it's a beautiful cross for Gordon Chisholm to make it 3-2 for Sunderland. John Hawley throw. The ball missed deliberately, but not by Sean Elliott. He makes it 4-2 for Sunderland. He was up with the attack from defence, and that's Gordon Chisholm chasing. He's fouled, but Courtney allows the game to continue, and John Hawley makes it 5-2 for Sunderland, the 5th and final goal.
Sure enough, their home record in the league remained unbeaten, so once again it all hinged on the remaining few matches. But this time there was to be no mistake. In their second last match of the season, they thrashed Watford 5-0. The first came when Sunderland forced a corner, which Pop Robson headed home. Mick Buckley made it 2 with a great left-foot shot. Sean Elliott scored the third with a fine drive. Robson's second was beautifully taken from an acute angle, just squeezing in. And Sean Elliott got the fifth with a fine run and rasping shot. An away draw at Cardiff meant that in the last match of the season they needed 1 point from their home match against West Ham, who 2 days earlier had won the FA Cup. A crowd of over 47,000 turned out to see the game. This time they were determined to make no mistakes, although there was plenty of tension in the Sunderland dugout. An early spell of pressure from Sunderland saw some chances. Hawley testing the West Ham keeper with a right foot drive. But then came the breakthrough. Hawley laid a pass back, and twice the West Ham defence could not clear the ball. The Robson shot was only parried by the keeper, and Arnott was following up to drive it home. A second by Stan Cummings 10 minutes from the end made promotion secure. The spectators were absolutely jubilant, forcing the team to come out for a lap of honour.
We just needed a point to get up, but we wanted to win. We just went out to kill West Ham off virtually in the first 20 minutes by harrying them, running at them. You know, because if you let West Ham play, then there's not many better teams than West Ham when they're allowed to play. So we didn't allow them to play.
Oh, it's been the highlight of my career tonight. You know, since I left Middlesbrough and went 6 months in the second division to go straight back up. It's highlighted my career.
And you got the goal that was the winning, the important one.
Aye, well, the lads were saying I've been drying up all week, you know, not scoring in five-a-sides, and I haven't scored for a few weeks in the matches, and I got one tonight to show them.
Yeah, it's been nice to be involved in 2 celebrations in 3 days. Particularly pleased with the little man, little Pop, who is a good mate of mine. And
can we have him in here with you? Go on, let's get him.
Better cover yourself up, Brian.
But no, yeah, I'm pleased for Bob. I think it's terrific for him to go up, and I think the supporters were great tonight. Got behind the team, and the fact that he haven't lost at home all season, I think sums it up. Really, he deserves it. I certainly wish him all the best, and with these supporters, they must have a chance.
I'm delighted that 47,000 people turned up tonight, and in true Wearside fashion, they got behind the team, and I thought they were absolutely magnificent.
What did you feel when the final whistle went?
I don't know. What did we feel?
Well, I think we thought, honestly, it was over before the final whistle went, of course, but I really fought for him 10 minutes to go because he deserves it. I mean, he's brought the players, well, he's brought some players and he's brought the staff, but he deserves it more than anybody else. And I would imagine it must be the finest moment in his life, in his footballing career, 10 minutes before the final whistle.
So, yet again, Sunderland were back in the First Division. This time, they were to stay there for 5 seasons, but their record was less than thrilling. Their first season back in 80-81 started well, with a 3-1 victory over Everton.
It's Mixon again supporting. Hartford with time in the middle to have a look around. Latchford, but pressured out of it by the Sunderland defence. Buckley looking for Brown, and Brown could be on a run here. Brown's gone past McDonough, he's a long way out. Chaos in the middle of the Everton defence there, and Jim McDonough won't be happy with that one. Well, he better hurry up, or else Mr. Beck will have him in the book as well. Arnott pushing the ball through. Cummins nearly got away from Gidman. Cummins could get away from him this time, and that's a penalty. No doubt about that one from the referee. Gidman committed the offence. It was Gidman who cleared it. And when it was got back in to Stan Cummins, he turned him well, and Gidman was struggling with that on in, and down went Cummins. Hawley with the kick. That's it, 1-0 to Sunderland. John Hawley the scorer from the penalty spot. John Hawley opens Sunderland's scoring account in the First Division. The free kick is to Sunderland, which Kevin Arnott will take. Played up the line for Hawley, the goal scorer. He will have to turn Ratcliffe, which he does. He gets across him. Cummins, that's 2-0! Stan Cummins, the wee fellow, pops in with a header. And Everton were once again a 6s and 7s at the back. And Stan Cummins, who got so many crucial goals last season, pops in for his first goal for Sunderland in the First Division. All credit to Big Sam Allardyce. His presence up there is so important. Delighted fans now, Sunderland go 2 up. Allardyce there at the back of the box, and Cummins just nipped in and into the roof of the net. Run by Buckley, Hawley's with him. Hawley times his run correctly, has he done? He's beaten the offside trap, there's a chance here, surely can he still do it? It's still on, and finally McDonough jumps on it. Oh, that one surely was gift wrapped for John Hawley. Pride with the corner, driven across, led by Hindmarch. But it's fallen nicely. Great stop that from Billy Wright by Chris Turner. And they've beaten the offside trap. Buckley's here, Elliott's in the middle. Surely this must be number 3. Oh, how did they mess that one up? Hartford to McBride. Oh, off the post, and Latchford couldn't get onto it either. That was bad luck on McBride. Certainly Sunderland beginning to live a little dangerously now. It was an excellent shot that from McBride, back off the post. Nobody able to cash in on it. Oh, Latchford's got spare now. And that one's wide as well. Right. Oh my word, that could be in, and it is! Oh my word, what a terrible moment for Billy Wright. Coming to the corner, Hawley straight to McDonough. Bolton with a tackle. It's a good ball from Hartford. Eastoe the chance. Has he taken it? Yes, he has.
By the end of September, they'd only lost twice, and a 4-1 win over Leeds made it look as if the club was going places.
Brown, now he's got past Neil Firm. He had the pace then. Can he square it? And Pop Robson scores for Sunderland. And that was a typical Pop Robson goal. Lurking there in the penalty area, just waiting for the little chance to pop up. Good work by Brown. And there was Robson. Thank you very much. And how many goals has Pop Robson scored like that one? So we've already had a cracker goal from Sean Elliott from a free kick about this distance out. What will they try this time? Arnott in there, aimed to the back of the box. Rowell, Robson. That should have been two, and it might still be yet. Eddie Gray finally clearing it away. Oh, Pop Robson was lurking again there in that 6-yard box. But the ball just wouldn't fall for him, but it might fall for Stan Cummins now. And he's got past him. Cummins, lovely skill, Robson. Robson does it again. But what beautiful work from Stan Cummins. Look at that for a feint. Pop Robson's there. And the despair on the Leeds defence is plain to see. But Pop Robson has got another one. 14 minutes gone, and that's 2 in 3 minutes. And what help, though, he got from Stan Cummins. And it's Graham with the corner. Firm arriving from the back. Flynn. Oh, we've got a deflection from Derek Parlane. Whitworth with the kick towards Alan Brown. Play on, says the referee, as Brown gets the cross in. Cherry is underneath it. Whitworth again. Allardyce, a little touch. Hurd is under pressure. Hart is under pressure. Arnott's looking to get it back, and he has done. Rowell, and it's in from Gary Rowell. And Gary Rowell's long wait for a goal has ended. It's 18 months since he got one. And no wonder he's delighted. It needed Kevin Arnott's skill to get the ball back into the middle. Rowell came in, and it got a little bit of a deflection off Lynn as well, I think. But that goal credited to Gary Rowell. Joe Bolton. Alan Brown looking to turn Paul Hart. And he might well have done. And the speed's taken him away. It came off Brian Flynn in the middle, but Alan Brown really has got tremendous acceleration. Straight to Whitworth. There's no relief for Leeds yet. Alan Brown, chance to shoot. Oh, he's tucked that one away nicely.
But then came a slump. After that Leeds game, they were only to win 3 of their next 17 games, pushing them down into the relegation zone. In April, with 4 games still to go, Knighton and his assistant Frank Clark was sacked after disagreements with the club's new chairman Tom Cowie over team policy. Mick Doherty took temporary charge, and the club's First Division status rested on the final match of the season away to the reigning champions Liverpool. The task looked impossible. Sunderland had not won at Anfield in 20 years, but they won 1-0. Even more ironically, it didn't matter, as the other team fighting relegation, Norwich, lost and were relegated. The search was on again for a manager, and in June they turned to Alan Durban, a man who'd been successful at both Shrewsbury Town and Stoke City. Pre-season signings included a club record buy in Ali McCoist from St Johnstone. Also, the club had a complete new style strip of narrow red stripes on a white background, red shorts and socks. But it was a miserable season for both McCoist and the club, and once again relegation was avoided by a whisker. but it did see the emergence of a new young defender, Barry Venison, who scored his first goal for the club in their 3-2 win against Manchester City.
Ritchie. Now Pickering. Has impressed in possession. Ritchie's pass finding Cummins. Again, Sunderland springing men forward. And Cummins used Hinnigan as a decoy. And Stan Cummins, a bolt from the blue. To illuminate what has been a fairly turgid first half, but a fine shot that beat Joe Corrigan to the wide. 7 City players in the Sunderland area. Kevin Bond is one. And it's in. It's Francis. And that is the 150th goal of his league career. Not perhaps the most spectacular, but for Manchester City, vitally important. Francis, who has a run here against Hindmarch. In from Harida, and the header from Hartford. It needed all the height of Siddle to stop that looping in under the bar. Hartford. And Francis is onside, and makes it count. And Hartford also gets his share of the congratulations and goes across to Francis now, because this was the pass that tore Sunderland apart. Francis wasted no time, got his angles right. Ritchie, good control on the chest, first time pass from Cummins, and then from Buckley. That was absolutely gilt-edged. Good work from Caton. Francis looking to feed on Hartford again. And Siddall timed his approach well and bravely. Just an inch or two off being another killer pass from Hartford. Great technique from Barry Siddall. Comes off, and 17-year-old Barry Venison, who can play at the back or in midfield, gets into the action. There is Venison, and his first touch is a good one for Cummins, and Rowell. And Venison celebrates his part. What a substitution. Rowell gets the congratulations as the scorer. Venison. In from Cummins, and Rowell swept it in. Sunderland with 4 men forward here, one of whom is Cummins and McCoist. Here's Buckley. Some sense there might be a winner in the offing here. Venison, and he's done it! The first goal in league football for Barry Venison. In truly spectacular style.
The 82-83 season saw the club again finish near the bottom in 16th place. One of the few highlights came just before Christmas when Gary Rowell scored a hat-trick against Arsenal.
It's towards Worthington. Got the header to it. Venison steaming into the middle. And now Worthington again with a chance to cross. Pickering is there. Pickering again with a chance maybe to set something up. Munro takes over. Chisholm looking for Venison, but intercepted by Sanson. Venison's got it back. Determined work by the youngster. Gary Rowell now. And that's a goal from Gary Rowell. Towards Worthington, Cummins, and over the bar. What a goal beckoned for Stan Cummins. Nicol, now Venison, the ball for Pickering. Oh, so close from Nick Pickering. That really would have been a superb goal. Turn from Worthington. Pickering is running ahead of him. Here's Pickering. Oh, tipped onto the post. And Pickering again is away. Denied by Talbot, and he gave it straight back to him. And Rowell could exploit it, and number 2 for Gary Rowell, number 2 for Sunderland. What a mess by Arsenal. From Pickering into the middle from Gary Rowell. Is this to be his hat-trick? It's the hat-trick for Gary Rowell. Superbly finished off, acknowledged by the crowd. The work done by Pickering, who picked out his colleague. And Gary Rowell really one to squander a chance, and not when a hat-trick beckons.
It wasn't a lot better the following season. A good third-round win against Bolton did briefly raise hopes that another FA Cup run might be on. It also saw Lee Chapman's first goal for the club.
Sunderland, who faced 3rd Division Bolton on a quagmire of a pitch at Burnden Park, were in no mood to join the casualty list of big clubs. This cross by Nick Pickering caught Bolton keeper Simon Farnworth in 2 minds, and Colin West nipped in for Sunderland's first just before the interval. Midway through the second half, Lee Chapman repaid some of his £100,000 transfer fee with a fine solo goal, his first since joining Sunderland from Arsenal last month. But Chapman's exaggerated show of delight earned him a rebuke from manager Alan Durban after the game. With 4 minutes left, a long crossfield ball from Paul Bracewell found West free in the Bolton area. His shot was going wide, but an alert Gary Rowell was there to turn the ball in. 3-0 to Sunderland, and they'd overcome a potentially difficult hurdle with a highly competent display.
Regretfully, the bubble burst in the very next round, when they were beaten at home by Birmingham City. In March, Alan Durban was sacked. Shortly afterwards, Len Ashurst took over as manager, but Sunderland only escaped relegation by winning at Leicester in the last match of the season. The 1984-85 season saw the arrival of Gary Bennett from Cardiff City, a player who was to become a club stalwart and eventually become captain. Also in that season, another club stalwart, defender Ruben Agbula, was signed from Southampton, and Roger Wilde from Sporting Lisbon. Wilde was only to make 8 appearances before being transferred to Barnsley. One of his 3 goals came in one of only 10 wins during the season, a 3-0 victory over Luton.
Sunderland attacked at every opportunity, and Roger Wilde just failed to open the scoring after 3 minutes. But 16 minutes into a thoroughly entertaining game, the home side took the lead. Nick Pickering winning the ball at the far post for Gordon Chisholm to ram home a low shot. It was the central defender's first goal of the season. Sunderland kept the pressure on, and only desperate defending by Luton keeper Findlay from Steve Berry, then fullback Thomas from Paul Atkinson prevented the home side from going further ahead. It wasn't all one-way traffic, and Luton striker Brian Steen might have expected a penalty here. At the other end, Sunderland continued to make things hot for Jake Findlay. This save from Roger Wilde was the best of the day. Towards the end of the first half, Luton were coming more and more into the game, and Brian Steen had plenty of time to set up this shooting chance for Gary Parker, but Chris Turner held on smartly. It was 1-0 at the interval, when the fans had a chance to salute former Roker favourite Nick Sharkey. With 8 minutes of the second half gone, he saw his old club increase their lead. Findlay blocked Atkinson's shot, but Howard Gale was tripped by Thomas going for the rebound. A clear penalty and Roger Wilde took full advantage. 2-0 to Sunderland and the result surely a formality. Nick Pickering made absolutely certain 16 minutes from time. After Gale's shot was only parried, he followed up to open his goal-scoring account for the season. 3-0 the final score.
A disastrous end to the season in the league saw them finish second bottom, so once again it was back to the second division. Yet strangely, this was the season when they had their best ever run in the League Cup. After beating Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Spurs and Watford in earlier rounds, they met Chelsea in a two-leg semi-final.
Venison. Elliott gives himself the angle for the clearance. Steve Berry, chase for Dave Hodgson. Walker coming across the box. Got a man over who's Daniel Peel for handball, and penalty has been given. It's up to Nijbeski against Colin West. Well, he went the right way. If anything, he went a little bit too soon. West, he was pulled by Jasper. Not a penalty. No question. And the man who was fouled has the chance of his second penalty. Would be his fourth of the season and could be so important. Oh, and he got a hand to it. And West following up. Poor Richard Nijbeski pushed it onto the post.
They held on to this lead at Chelsea, going through to the final with a 5-2 winning aggregate. Regretfully, here again, the one bright spot in the season was to end in disaster, with Chisholm scoring an own goal to give Norwich a 1-0 victory, after Clive Walker missed a penalty that would have taken the game into extra time.
Well, since it became the Milk Cup, this final has yet to be decided in 90 minutes. Interesting to see how the pitch fares at the start. Oh, that was no mean effort from David Hodgson. Bruce. Oh, why not? Byron, good save. Dean, up the line by the youngster, corner. Well, there's a story for you, the first of the final. Trying to get Walker away, came off and wide. Clive Walker with the first possibility really of the match. He was pulled a bit, was he? Referee has given the free kick outside the box. Walker, good strike, got over. Good play by John Dean, it's still in. Shannon. Good tackle. Oh, and it's an own goal. Came off Chisholm. Asa Hartford claiming it. But it got a deflection. And what a start to the second half, right in front of their own supporters. But here's Venison, Sunderland skipper. Handball! Definitely handball by Dennis Van Wyk. Penalty. Oh, an opportunity. Spurned. Now, did Chris Woods have it covered? The left foot going to the goalkeeper's left. Well, he may well have got a bit to it.
Exactly 2 months later, Len Ashurst was sacked, and it was 2 months later before it was announced that Laurie McMenemy was to leave Southampton to come back to the North East, an appointment at the time that produced great excitement.
I felt I needed a change, whatever, and it could have well been away from football, but after a while, and the persistence of Tom Cowie, and the tremendous challenge here, and the ability to get me teeth into a thing, And I feel I've still got a football achievement left in me, and please God it comes here in the foreseeable future.
But the expected McMenemy magic was not to be. In 1985-86, they finished in an unbelievable 18th place in the second division, just escaping relegation to the disbelief of the fans, who'd expected an instant return to the top flight. But in 1986-87, things were to get worse. In April, with 7 matches still to play, McMenemy left the club and was replaced by Bob Stokoe, whom it was hoped would be able to become the club's saviour yet again. Regretfully, they only won 2 of those matches and had to face a 2-leg playoff against 3rd Division Gillingham. In the first leg at Gillingham, Sunderland lost 3-2, so they had it all to play for in the return at Roker, and what a nail-biter it turned out to be.
Flighted ball, and it's there! Oh, Gillingham scored in the 2nd minute. And the scorer is Howard Pritchard, the Welsh international. A lovely free kick floated across from David Smith. Proctor. Kennedy wants it on the far side and gets it. Plays it forward. Gates onside, if he can get this one. He can, and it's the equaliser from Eric Gates. Sunderland 1, Gillingham 1. Lemon, still with the ball. Doyle on the overlap. Lemon holds, but then is beaten, but the ball goes to Proctor. Mistake by Quo there. Good ball from Armstrong to Doyle. Across to the penalty area, Gates is there, and scores! Oh, what a beautiful goal. Armstrong, Doyle, across, found Gates perfectly, and it's Sunderland 2, Gillingham 1. 2 goals in 5 minutes for Sunderland have completely changed the picture. So Mark Proctor's gone across to take the corner. Swings the ball in. It's in there. Yes! I think it crossed the line. No, I think there's a penalty being awarded for a handball on the line. Mike Peck just instructing Kite not to move, to stand on his line still until the ball is struck. So forward comes Proctor. And misses! He put the ball straight at the goalkeeper, and the keeper saved it. Poor Lemon, a determined run, gets the ball to Gates. But Gates again rather slow. He could have helped that ball on its way to the overlapping Armstrong. Instead, out comes Hesford and concedes the penalty. Oh, Hesford had no real chance, I think, of getting to that ball. He saved it! It's still not clear, and the ball eventually goes into the net. He saved it, but Gillingham got the run of the ball. It's Cascarino who I think eventually got the ball into that net. In goes Bennett. Goalkeeper fists away. It's back in, but Kite fists it over. And Greenall was there as well. So Gillingham, although they're having a lot of pressure put on them, are defending well. Proctor with the corner. 2.5 minutes left of normal time. And Sunderland must score within that time to keep the match alive. Away by Gillingham. Back in by Armstrong. Armstrong could get this again. Beats Quo in the air. Gates. Backheader for Bennett. Bennett scores! Yes, it's a goal for Sunderland. Just 2 minutes before the end of normal time. It's 3-2 and Bennett the hero. 2.5 minutes from Division 3 and Sunderland get themselves a lifeline. Over comes the corner. Corner in there. Hooked away by Proctor. And there goes the whistle. It's extra time. Sunderland have won this afternoon's match by 3 goals to 2. Just as Gillingham did in Kent on Thursday. So it's 5-5 on aggregate. And on comes Bob Stokoe. There he goes in the white mark to encourage his Sunderland boys to another 30 minutes. Quo. Elsie's cross. And it's turned in by Cascarino. The ball bobbled through the Sunderland defence, and Cascarino strikes again for Gillingham. 3 minutes into the first half of extra time. Swindlehurst drives it wide for Bennett. Bennett's good header, and it's there! Oh, tremendous goal by Sunderland. Oh, what a brilliant goal that was. And it's Keith Burton, the man to breathe life back into Sunderland. David Smith. Pierce! Good play by the Sunderland goalkeeper. And gets the ball. One last chance for Sunderland. No, there isn't. It's Division 3. Sunderland have won 4-3 on the day, but it's Gillingham, the Kent side, who go to meet the winners of the Swindon-Wigan tie in the final of the playoff. But at least Sunderland can go off with their heads held high. They've given it all this afternoon. Nobody could have asked for more of them. To score 4 goals and not stay in the second division is heartbreak.
So the unthinkable had happened. Sunderland, for the first time in their history, were relegated to the 3rd division.